Hey guys, it's Poppy Rain here, and today we're going to be reading 5-Minute Princess Stories. This book has stories from Cinderella, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, The Princess and the Frog, Aladdin, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Tangled, Sleeping Beauty, and Little Mermaid. Today, so we'll read a couple of stories. These are 5-minute stories. And I'm sorry I haven't been posting videos lately. It's just I've been really busy, and 2 of my videos are refusing to upload. I'm not sure why. Anyways, Cinderella, the Lost Mice. One clear winter night, the prince led Cinderella out to the balcony. "I have a surprise for you," he said, handing her a box. Inside was a beautiful new coat. "Oh, it's simply lovely," Cinderella exclaimed. "Thank you." It was pretty and a thoughtful gift. The coat would keep her warm during the cold winter. The next morning, the princess showed the coat to Susie, one of her mouse friends. "Isn't the prince thoughtful?" Cinderella remarked. "Nicer, nicer," Susie exclaimed. The coat sleeves felt warm and cozy, especially compared to where the mice lived. A few minutes later, Jacques and Gus went into Cinderella's room. It had been a chilly night in the attic, and the mice were all shivering. "Cinderella, Cinderella," Jacques called. He knew that if he told the princess how cold the attic was, she would do something about it. But she was rushing off to get dressed for a tea party, so she didn't hear her friend. Jacques sighed. It was too cold for the mice to stay in the attic much longer. Cinderella had always been very kind to the mice, and Jacques was sure she would want them to be warm. So he and Gus called the rest of the mice down from the attic. They sat in front of a blazing fire in Cinderella's room. Before long, their cold paws and tails had warmed up, and their teeth stopped chattering. They'd wait there until Cinderella got back. Soon, the new housekeeper came in to clean the room. When she saw the mice, she shrieked. She shooed them away. "Mice don't belong in the castle," she yelled. "Now get out!" Housekeeper didn't know that the mice were Cinderella's friends. She chased them with a broom and frightened the mice. The frightened mice had no choice but to scramble back to the cold attic. Brrr! Gus began to shiver as soon as the mice were safely upstairs. The mice really needed the princess's help. But how would they be able to speak to Cinderella when they were afraid to set foot downstairs? Wham! Suddenly, the castle gardener barged through the attic door. Before the mice knew what was happening, he had trapped them. "Now take them outside," they heard the housekeeper say. "Take them far away so they never return." Meanwhile, Cinderella's tea party had ended, and she and the prince were out riding. As their horse trotted through the countryside, they saw the castle gardener tending to something in one of the fields. "Hello," the prince called out. "It's much too cold to be working outside." But the gardener didn't answer. The prince called to him again, and still no reply. As they rode on, the prince turned to Cinderella. "That was odd," he said. "I can't believe he did not hear me. Why wouldn't he answer?" "Perhaps he was lost in thought," Cinderella replied. Cinderella was right. The gardener had been trying to make a decision. He was about to let the mice go, as the housekeeper had ordered. But he was worried about them. He knew it was too cold outside. Finally, he decided to take the mice to the stables. "Now don't tell the housekeeper," he told the stable workers. "But these poor mice need a warm place to stay and a bit to eat." The mice were very grateful to their new friend. So the mice nestled together in the barn. But as night approached, the stables got colder. Luckily, the horses were very friendly. They told the mice to snuggle in their manes to keep warm. "That's nice, said Gus as he drifted off to sleep. Later that night, back in the castle, Cinderella was starting to worry. She hadn't seen the mice since that morning. Jacques and Gus nearly always came by in the evening. Cinderella was searching for the mice when she ran into the prince. "Why, hello," the prince said. "Are you looking for the same person I am?" "Why, no, I don't think so," Cinderella replied. "I'm looking for the mice." "Ah," said the prince. "Well, I'm looking for our new housekeeper. Apparently, she threw the mice out of the castle today." "Oh, no," Cinderella cried. "Poor dears. They'll freeze outside." "Don't worry," the prince said. "The mice have found a new friend." He told Cinderella about what the gardener had done. Together, Cinderella and the prince went to the stables. They thanked the gardener and the stable workers. Then they gently woke the mice. "Cinderella, Cinderella," the mice shouted happily. Cinderella was relieved to see her little friends safe and sound. Though the stables had been nice, the mice were glad to return to the castle. From then on, Cinderella made sure the mice always had a warm place of their own in one of the main rooms of the castle. A few nights later, Cinderella and the prince threw a grand ball. The gardener was the guest of honor. By then, the housekeeper had been properly introduced to the mice, and all was well. And the guests twirled around on the dance floor. The mice celebrated with a banquet of their own, warm and cozy at last. The end.